and wait, okay. Alan, this is coming. This premieres, Lady Ballers premieres on Daily Wire Plus today at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I had hoped to have a Lady Ballers review. We will have a Lady Ballers review next week. It looks like a sports comedy by way of like, it's like Slapshot, right? It's like that kind of thing. So let's take a look at it. Let's see. We're going to share a screen here. Oh, let's see. I don't have it set up. My fault here. So let me get that. I'm going to get it right here and watch it. But from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. All right, hang on. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I think non-controversial is the other way to describe it.
I think it's very controversial. I have thoughts on this. I'll save them after we check it out. So here it is.
In a world where women's sports is being transformed, the Daily Wire calls foul with the most triggering comedy of the year.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my God.
Guys, this is serious. Sports can be your pathway to a better life.
Well, like yours?
Please don't steal my catalytic converter again. Winning matters. It's the key ingredient in becoming a winner.
Maybe you should try it sometime.
How tiny.
Are you gonna move?
I don't know the beat. I don't know.
That's the chase. I know you're not a woman.
Hey, you don't know how he identifies.
If you can beat them.
What do you know about the U.S. Opens for the Global Games?
I mean, this to
You want
me,
us to compete as women. $5,000 prize.
it has that Bad News Bears.
Join me.
This is the way
sort
the
of,
world is now. My 8-year-old daughter told me all
Slapshot.
about it. So a guy can become a girl with no.
This is very, I mean, Bad News Bears.
Well, I can be a
It's
woman.
really
when-
grounded compared to
Man,
his over-the-top comedy.
I can't believe it. No.
Right.
You mean when you're sleeping?
I mean,
Yes.
this is making fun of something that is actually happening in
We
sports.
have to get the whole team back together.
It's time
We're in. I'm in. I'm in.
to play
Lady Ballers. Man up.
The logo
like a girl.
with the little
I'm with her.
cherry balls.
This is my
From heroes
Day one of being a girl athlete. I love being a girl.
to sheroes.
We could dominate every woman's sport. Running, swimming, soccer. I said sport, Felix. Latest
That's
basketball, boys.
Tyler Fisher, one of the actors.
Nobody watches. Excuse me. Are these seats open? No.
I guess politicians make good actors with Ted Cruz there. Oh my God.
And tucking trunks.
No, she didn't. That's the biggest I've ever seen on a lady.
I don't care.
Lady Ballers.
One can even be trans age now, which provides Sheelix with a wonderful opportunity to relive all the experiences that she missed out on in school.
Streaming exclusively
no.
on Daily Wire Plus.
So it's
December
today.
1st.
Streaming today at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We will have a review next week. At some point, I'll get to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, between
And I'll
now-
have to resubscribe to Daily Wire, I guess.
Well, just do it for a month.
Yeah.
Just do it for a month. You know. But look, I have a couple thoughts on this movie. Two specific thoughts. One, I'm disappointed that this movie isn't in theaters, that it's only on Daily Wire Plus, because obviously they want you to subscribe to the service, or at least subscribe for a month, just so you can see this film. I'm sure a monthly subscription is probably the cost of what would be a movie ticket anyways.
Yeah.
So I just don't think, based on what the Daily Wire has, it's all news programs and effectively podcasts, that it doesn't, like, you subscribe to Netflix, you have so much, right? So many different movies, whatnot, and they're all like, you kind of find your own thing. But the majority of the content that's on Daily Wire is podcasts and it's political in nature. It's all political in nature. Is that going to get someone? Look, I'm not a political person. I just want to watch a dumb comedy, and Lady Baller seems pretty funny to me. Am I going to subscribe to Daily Wire? I don't know that I will. So I think that I understand the strategy. I think that ultimately, if this movie was in limited release in theaters, just like any indie movie, and came out on video on demand, one, it would make more money, and it could be exclusively streaming on Daily Wire, but also be available in other formats. Because there are some people that are like, well, do I want to subscribe to the Daily Wire? There might be a stigma attached to that because it's effectively it's a platform. It's becoming less political because they just launched this Bent Key, which is children's programming. But that's the sort of my number one thought is I don't know that the strategy will work unless you have like 20. Netflix puts on like 50 different things a month. This is one new thing. It's not enough.
Well,
Number two, oh, sorry. Yeah.
well, yeah, no, I mean, I'll say this about it. I'm pretty sure it was made cheap.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that the goal is to build subscribers and not to have a theatrical, box office smash. Because there's a lot of cost involved in distributing it, getting into theaters and promoting it. And I'm pretty sure that they're just saying that they don't want to deal with that cost. And so they'll just try, I think this is a movie that will at least get them, new subscribers for a month at minimum.
Right.
Maybe longer.
But in the Venn diagram of people who love raunchy comedies, that's a big audience. People who like to watch political pundits talk, that's a smaller audience.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I think
let's be real here. Lady Ballers is made for Daily Plus subscribers and conservative people, and not for teenage girls. And so this movie plays to its base. I don't think it's really attempting to reach out. I think it's taking an issue that the Daily Wire subscribers are passionate about at this moment and making a satire about it. And so I don't think this is for their subscribers. This is not necessarily for the world in general. And certainly the response from the woke TikTokers and commentators and content creators is an indication of that.
The other thing about this is that here's what I find the biggest thing, and I haven't seen the movie yet. I've only seen the trailer. The acting looks pretty good for a raunchy comedy. So you've got effectively people like Jeremy Boring, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh acting in a movie, and they're not terrible, which tells you maybe we've overplayed how significant good acting is, where you've got like these, I mean, I watched a couple interviews with Jeremy Boring. He said that they tried to cast it with actors from Hollywood who said, yeah, I'd love to do it. And no one would do it. So they're like, well, we'll just act in it ourselves. And based on the trailer, what I've seen in the trailer, the acting looks pretty good, which makes you think for a second, like, is acting really that big of a deal? At least in a raunchy, we're not talking about an Oscar-winning performance here. We're just talking about being in a cheesy comedy, and they were all pretty good in the trailer. Like, what does that tell you about the skill of acting? Is maybe people praise it a little too much, but it remains to be seen. Alan and I will have seen it by next Wednesday, and we'll give you our review. And Christopher Kreisig says the owner of the Daily Wire said in an interview that they wanted, okay, I said that. Yeah. So they wanted to put it in theaters, but no one would distribute it due to the trans issue. But see, this is what I don't like. I do not like a segment of our culture holding something hostage where we cannot speak freely, think freely, or freely choose whether or not to go see a piece of media. If I want to rent a film on video on demand or purchase something or go to a movie theater, I don't want there to be any intimidation by any group. I'm sort of sick of this. I think that led to just a segue on what Elon Musk, if you've seen the video of Elon Musk saying, go F yourself to Disney. It's the same kind of thing. It's our culture is being held hostage out of fear. And we're not going to talk about this today, but we might be able to discuss some more things next week. The Wish, we continue to receive emails from people regarding the Wish Disney issue. And it's infuriating what we've been hearing. Infuriating.
And it's filling in a lot of gaps that we have. So yeah, we'll talk about it more, but you want me to write that article? I'm working on it.
There's gonna be an article written on Film Threat with verified sources, and we will go through the article, and hopefully others will look at it as well.
By the way, in regards to the outrage for Lady Ballers, I mean, I say it all the time, but it happened on both sides. And the one example I can think of is The Last Temptation of Christ.
Right.
And the religious right, which I was a part of at that time. The boycotts, the demonstrations, the pleas and threats to movie theaters to not show the film. It's just we just got to kind of relax. Let people say what they need to say. You agree with it, disagree with it, whatever. We just lost that ability to sit down and say why we like something, why we're offended by something, or why this movie makes some points that we really need to start thinking about.
I want the ability to be able to discuss an issue in an intelligent way and not in a talking over each other 5-minute segment on a news show or yapping hosts of The View, which add nothing intelligent. No intelligent conversation has ever occurred on The View. And when it even gets into that realm, it's shut down. And let's get back to intelligent discourse. That's why I think that people are intelligent or even just fun. I mean, I think we have fun here. Sometimes we say smart things, Ellen and I. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes we're playing videos of my farts. Red Invader, I'll sub for a month to DW Plus, same price as a ticket. That's my justification. You sub for a month. I just think if you love Lady Ballers, you're probably not going to find anything else like it on the platform. So there you go. And Tom Siebert says, dude, The Last Temptation of Christ was 35 years ago.
Yeah. And so here's my point. And I need to write a book about this, but everything the evangelicals did back in the 80s and the 90s, the boycotts, the cancellations, people casting out people who didn't follow their message, it's all come full circle. And what evangelicals were doing to the world is happening to them and us from the woke movement. And I'm just saying the parallels are amazing.